it's Alana back at you with another video. That was really cringy, but this is like my 18th take, so we're just gonna roll with it. Yeah. So today, I mean, if you haven't read the title, if you're like blind and you just clicked on a random video, actually, sorry, I'm not trying to offend blind people, but just, okay, well, anyways, so today I'm doing a story time, and this is gonna sound really stupid. Actually, you already, you clicked on the, okay, so today I'm telling you the story of the time I fell off of a golf cart and almost died. Not really, but kind of. So, we're just gonna start off by saying the rest of the people in this video. So, the
other main person in this video is my neighbor, and I don't know if she'd appreciate me putting her name out there, so we're just gonna call her Veronica. So Veronica and I, we always take her golf cart, she has a golf cart, and we ride it around the streets. And it's a pretty frequent thing, we do it pretty often. And we usually park it in my driveway, because I live closer to the end of the street, and there's a convenience store at the end of our street, so we usually go down there and get food. There's also a pizza place down there, so sometimes we get pizza.
And we were just doing that, like our usual thing, you know? And so that's basically a little bit of background information. Oh, also background information. Most golf carts go, I don't really know, but I say like 20 miles per hour or 20 in the 20s or whatever. But her golf cart goes like 35 miles per hour, or I don't even know what I'm talking about. But her golf cart goes a lot faster than usual golf carts. Also, her golf cart is set up so that there's seats in the front, but there's only one row of seats. Some golf carts have 2 rows of seats. Some golf carts have like seats facing backwards on the back. But her golf cart just has a row of seats, and then in the back there's like a little platform, and then there's like a strap to like hold like your golf clubs in it or something. But there's usually multiple people in the golf cart, so someone usually stands on the back and just straps themselves in using the strap. So on this day, it was a really nice day. We've been having like good weekends. This was probably like three weeks ago, so pretty recent. And we were just doing it. It was like, it's like I said before, it's just a normal thing we've done. We've never had any issues. And even Veronica, who drives pretty fast and kind of crazy sometimes, like nothing has ever happened with a golf cart. And so my mom always like trusted it, especially me, because I was always like very safe when I was driving, and I never like went like extremely fast or whatever. And so my mom trusted me the most out of like everybody. And so it was like 70 degrees, and that day I had been practicing for track. So I was in athletic shorts, a tank top, and sneakers. So my body wasn't at all like covered up. I was very much exposed. So keep that in mind. My hair was up, so I didn't really even have my hair to protect me. So at this particular time, we had been riding the golf cart around like all day, but at this particular time, my mom was heading out to the grocery store, and my brother was going to go down to Veronica's house. Because Veronica here has a younger sister, and we will call her Mia. We're going to call her Mia. So say this, Mia. And my brother and her are friends, so he was going down there, and they were going to practice like hitting the ball for baseball and softball. And because they have like a pitching machine. And so me and Veronica were dropping him off, and I was driving the golf cart at this point. She had been driving it most of the way, but I was just driving it just because it was a short distance, whatever, because she doesn't really let me drive a lot, so, but I'm not bad at it. I was never bad at driving it. And so I was just driving it around the cul-de-sac and back, and at some point I realized that I never really realized it. I just happened to be swerving, like slowly swerving to the left. and because I must have had my hands in a way, and I wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of like, I don't really remember this very well, even though, given the fact that it was 3 weeks ago, but even right after it happened, I didn't remember. Like, everyone was like, how does that even happen, blah, 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 and I'm like, I don't remember, but I must have been swerving off to the side, and then the next thing I know, 1 second I'm driving the golf cart, and the next second, I'm like rolling down the road. So our road is like most, it's like tar, and then there's like gravel on the sides. And so I was kind of rolling on the mix of the gravel and the road, and it wasn't just like, oh, I plopped out and I just kind of like sat there, because the golf cart here was going like, I don't know, but fast. And so if I'm just like holding on, and I like held onto the wheel as I fell out, so I kind of fell out of the wheel and it kind of dragged me for a second, but then I just like, I covered my face and I just like rolled, and I ended up scraping here. Well, I ended up injuring here, my thigh. Ow, that hurt, 'cause it's still kind of there. So here, I scraped up here, my knee, and I was able to cover my face, so really it was only my arm that took the blow. You can still see, so there's like the leftover of it, and it was really bad. So I sat there, and the golf cart, so this Veronica, she wasn't paying attention either, because she was on her phone. She was wrapped up in a blanket with a sweatshirt on, and she just had her phone, and she was we were listening to music, and so she jumped out and like twisted her ankle, but that was really her only injuries besides like a couple of scrapes on her toes or whatever. She twisted her ankle, and the golf cart just kept rolling. And most people, when I tell them this, they're like, so you crashed the golf cart? But like, no, I didn't crash into anything. I just fell out. Like, who does that? Just fall out of a golf cart? And so where we crashed is so like diagonally from my house. So I wasn't far from my house at all. But the golf cart rolled into one of my other neighbors' lawns and just kind of like kept rolling. And the golf cart was completely fine, not a single scratch on it. And Ava stood there. My phone like totally flew out of the golf cart. So my phone was just sitting there in the middle of the road. Everything that was in the golf cart kind of flew out of the golf cart. Anything that wasn't like strapped into the back or whatever. And I was just sitting on the ground in a puddle of my own blood. And I was just so shocked, like, what just happened? And I didn't really feel any pain at first, but I was so scared, so I was yelling at my friend I'm like, screaming, like, get my phone and call my mom. Call my mom. And then I was, like, yelling, call my mom. Because my mom was just, like, only a couple houses away, but she, like, I don't even know. And so then my neighbor, the one whose house the golf cart rolled into, the guy who lives there, he ran out and he was like, so his wife is like a nurse or something. So then she came out and she was like, she came over, like they were so shocked, and I was just kind of sitting there, and everything was just scraped up, but I didn't injure my head at all, so that was good. But I was just all covered and bleeding everywhere, and so my mom comes running out, and she just tells me, like, get up and, like, walk home. And so I grabbed my phone, which had this case on it. And it's, like, this case that it's in right now is very, like, protective. And so it didn't, like, break or anything. But I just walked home, and I still wasn't in very much pain, but I was shocked, and I was limping on my leg. So we get back in, and my entire leg from just like here to here, and then all on this leg and my arm, it's all scraped. And so I'm just here laying on my bathroom floor, just bleeding, and my sister comes out and she's like, oh my goodness, you look like a zombie. And so I'm just sitting there bleeding, and my mom like doesn't even know what to do with me. Like, we don't like have band-aids big enough to cover that. And we did have like a lot of supplies, like, thankfully. And so I was like super nauseous at this point because I was still in shock about what happened, and I wasn't crying. I didn't cry until like after the fact. Oh, I also injured my hand, and you can still see like the parts where it really like dug in there. And I haven't fallen on the dirt, well, on the road. There was dirt all in my cuts. Like, there was like, it was not coming out when my mom was trying to rinse them off. It was not coming out. And so my mom, she just like wrapped me up with what we had. We had like gauze and stuff. And so I could barely walk. So I had to hobble down the stairs, and I just sat on my couch. And that's basically where I lived for the next week. I didn't go to school the day, this was on a Sunday, so I didn't go to school on Monday, and I went to school on Tuesday. I went to school on Wednesday, but had to come home from school early because I was in so much pain. I went to school on Thursday and Friday, but like I said before, I did track, so I had to miss a lot of track for this, and it took about 2 to 2.5 weeks to heal everything. And this was like the week before I was going to Florida, and so when I went to Florida, I was still a mess. I was still all bandaged up, could barely walk, still limping all over the place, and I was just a mess. So that's pretty much the story. I never went to the doctors or the hospital or anything. We treated it all at home, and I didn't get any infections or anything like that. So I'm really grateful for that. But I'm going to insert pictures, so this next part might be slightly graphic. So if you don't like blood and gross things, you can just, if you just skip to the point that I'm going to put it on the screen, probably here or here, I don't really know where to skip to if you don't want to see that. So yeah. Be able to see it, but I'll just show you where it is. So this is basically like how I had to wrap up all my legs for like the past 3 weeks. So I'm super clumsy, as you can probably tell, and
My friends make fun of me for it, and don't worry, I've heard it all. Cripple, I've got Limpy Limperton, I've got them all, you know? But yeah.
Also, if you stay to the end and you're a real pal, then you get to see my mental breakdowns throughout the week, because I had quite a lot of them because I couldn't move. So here you go. Thanks for watching, and
Make sure to like and subscribe, or dislike, or don't subscribe. I don't really care, it doesn't really matter to me, but like, you get paid for views, not for likes and subscribers, so like, as long as you clicked on this video and watched it, that's cool with me. So yeah, hope you guys all have a great life, and try not to get like too deprived between now and the next video I post, because I know you guys all live for my videos. Me and my 88 subscribers, it's like, PewDiePie, look out, because, and T-Series, look out, because I'm coming for your weave. I'm so cringy, but yeah. And repost this video with hashtag pray for Lana, so that I don't fall on the ground again.